First tonight at 10, an improvised graduation inside the state capitol building. Up in smoke, one of Madison's most well-known restaurants catches fire. An update from the fire chief straight ahead. And later, honoring the service and life of a fallen Wisconsin police officer.
This is News 3 at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. A Wisconsin high school team's winning record is making players lose out on their own graduation ceremony. The Burlington Demons are competing tonight in the WIAA Division I state tournament. Our Madeline O'Neill is live from Madison College's Goodman Sports Complex with how the team is making up for missing graduation. Hi, Maddie.
Hi, Charlotte. The Burlington Demons are playing the Slinger Owls right now here, but that means the Demons' 5 seniors aren't making their graduation ceremony, also going on at home in Burlington. But a unique ceremony gave them a graduation experience other students don't have.
I'm on top of the world right now.
It's a quick pit stop before the big game.
I'm really excited, happy.
Wearing a different kind of cap than these softball players are used to, the Burlington Demons are at a high school graduation ceremony in an unlikely place.
First time ever in these chambers, so it's pretty cool.
Here at the state capitol.
It feels really special.
The Burlington High School softball team is celebrating with a makeshift graduation just hours before taking the field.
I thought we were just going to have to walk across the field in our caps and gowns, but this is like 10 times more amazing.
The same game in Madison that could send the Demons to the state championship also took them away from their school's graduation at home tonight in Burlington.
We've talked to them all year about the journey, and this is part of the journey of this year.
To cover all the bases.
Of course, they want to be with their classmates in the graduation.
This special ceremony is helping the grads make memories.
There's so many emotions.
Before chasing their dreams.
When we were in 6th grade, we always wrote a letter to our future graduate self. And I actually got my letter a few days ago. It said, in quotes, "I also want to go to the state championship." So I think that was perfect timing, and fate's coming in hand right now.
This team is so great. We gel together so nicely, and I just think that it's going to happen.
3 Demons! We're in the first inning here. Burlington is up 2-0, and if they win this game, they're headed to the state championship game tomorrow. Charlotte?
Fingers crossed for them. Madeline O'Neill reporting live tonight. Madeline, thank you. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos presided over today's ceremony. He says it is the first time a high school graduation ceremony has been held in the Assembly Chamber. Well, any games this weekend may be competing with some rain, off and on showers today, and this weekend will be pretty similar. Let's check in with meteorologist Dave Caulfield. Dave?
Charlotte, these showers and storms this weekend are pretty tough to pin down, but at least tonight we are seeing some light showers and thunderstorms on Doppler track. We could see close to Watertown some light showers falling right now. The heaviest rain just south of Prairie du Chien entering Grant County at the present time. So be prepared for some rumbles of thunder and some downpours overnight tonight as well. Downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam looking at mostly cloudy skies, 67 degrees in temperature land, east wind at 8 miles per hour, dew point at 57. Temperatures across some other spots, 62 in Watertown and in Juneau, 63 in the Dells, 63 in Viroqua, and double sixes in Platteville. Dew points definitely a little bit more humid, closer to southwestern Wisconsin, but still humid basically throughout the area this evening. So your day planner for tomorrow, starting off in the 50s, will reach highs in the mid to upper 70s with the chance of showers and thunderstorms. We'll try and time out, talk about the possibility of some stronger thunderstorms tomorrow in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dave. A fire today at one of Madison's most well-known restaurants. The Old Fashioned on the square is closed for the rest of the night. News 3 was on the scene this afternoon when first responders arrived. Heavy smoke could be seen billowing from the building around 4 o'clock. Fire crews arrived and the building was evacuated. Fire Chief Stephen Davis says most of the smoke was coming from the back of the building and crews put out the fire quickly.
Both the Old Fashioned restaurant and Harvest restaurant suffered quite a bit of smoke damage because it was a real slow-moving, smoldering fire in an attic space.
The old-fashioned says a grill hood caught fire, but everyone is okay. The State Department of Health Services raised concerns tonight about vegetable trays purchased from Quick Trips across Minnesota and Wisconsin. DHS has been investigating a rise in cyclospora infections and found 11 people in Wisconsin and 3 in Minnesota had purchased the Del Monte vegetable trays before getting sick. Quick Trip says it has volunteered to take the vegetable trays off store shelves. There has been a handful of crashes today in Dane County, resulting in at least 3 deaths. The lanes on Highway 19 in the town of Westport are open again. This is as close as we were allowed to the scene today. 3 people died in the head-on crash around 10:30 this morning.
A eastbound vehicle had been observed prior to the crash driving recklessly and passing other eastbound vehicles on the right shoulder, the gravel shoulder of the roadway. Just prior to the crash, the at-fault driver appeared to have lost control and struck another vehicle that was westbound in a head-on fashion.
Lanes reopened about 5 hours later at 3:15 this afternoon. The driver of the at-fault car and a passenger in the other vehicle, a minivan, were pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the minivan died later at the hospital. And on Highway 14 this afternoon, lanes were closed for a few hours after another head-on crash. This happened near the intersection of 14 and Highway 138. 4 people were taken to the hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. All lanes have since reopened as well. Flags across Wisconsin are being flown at half-staff today after a deadly crash in Milwaukee yesterday. 23-year-old police officer Charles Irvine Jr. was killed in that accident. A hearse carrying his body made its way to the funeral home with a police escort and dozens of officers standing outside. It was the first on-duty death in 22 years for the Milwaukee police. The other officer in the car, a 36-year-old, was released from the hospital today. The Milwaukee police chief says the officers were pursuing a reckless driver when they lost control and flipped the car. Irvine began his service with the department at the age of 19 and became a police officer at the age of 21. The driver accused of killing a Madison man and injuring his wife in a crash on Midvale Boulevard is facing 6 new charges after court documents indicate he had controlled substances in his system. 19-year-old Benjamin Cortez was driving more than 100 miles per hour before he hit a couple walking their dog on April 27th. An amended criminal complaint filed in Dane County says Cortez's blood test came back indicating he had THC and benzoylecgonine, a cocaine metabolite, in his system at the time of the crash. The NBA player who was the subject of a violent arrest by Milwaukee police in January is planning to file a civil lawsuit against the force. The filing was set for today but is postponed until next week. Police body camera footage shows officers tackling and tasing Sterling Brown over an alleged parking violation. Brown was not charged with any crime, which prompted an internal affairs investigation. Disciplinary action was taken against several officers. President Trump is in Canada for the G7 summit, where he said he expects to engage in, quote, tough talks with 6 U.S. allies. Relations are tense after the president slapped new tariffs on imported steel and aluminum from Canada, Mexico, and the European Union. Weijia Zhang reports.
President Trump posed for the so-called family photo with leaders attending the G7 summit near Quebec City. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau greeted the president shortly after his arrival. Hours earlier, as he departed Washington, Mr. Trump had a special message for Mexico and Canada.
If we're unable to make a deal, we'll terminate NAFTA. We'll have a better deal.
President Trump's America First policy decisions have angered U.S. allies. U.S. tariffs on imported steel and aluminum from the European Union, Canada, and Mexico have those nations threatening new tariffs of their own on U.S. products.
When it all straightens out, we'll all be in love again.
Tensions are already high, and President Trump may be adding to the drama. He suggested this morning that Russia should be allowed to rejoin the G7.
Russia should be in this meeting. Why are we having a meeting without Russia being in the meeting?
Russia was kicked out in 2014 as punishment for annexing Crimea. The Kremlin responded to Mr. Trump's proposal, saying Russia is focused on other formats apart from the G7. President Trump is holding one-on-one meetings with several leaders, but will skip meetings about clean energy, ocean protection, and climate change. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Quebec City.
Representatives from 6 U.S. allies, Canada, Mexico, France, Britain, Germany, Italy, and Japan are attending this summit. Back here in Wisconsin, tuition this fall at UW schools won't go up for the 6th straight year, but cost will. Today, the UW System Regents approved a new budget that will increase student fees and the price of room and board. Tuition across the state is frozen for the 6th straight year. Students are still paying the same base cost they were during the 2012-2013 school year. Well, today is the last day of the year for many Madison schools, but some parents are already looking ahead to changing start times. Start times for some Madison elementary schools will move earlier, and middle school start times will move later, but this is starting in 2019. Parents involved have been advocating for the change since 2016. Middle schoolers require more sleep, according to parents.
A lot of people don't think it's important enough. A lot of people say, well, when I was a kid, I walked uphill both ways, you know, but why?
The first changes for start times would happen in the 2019 school year. The Rock County District Attorney's Office is now reviewing a case after 5 students were fed brownies laced with an over-the-counter supplement in what's being called an end-of-the-year prank. The DA's office will determine if they will press any charges. Clinton police said 3 Clinton high school seniors bought Zarenex, which is advertised as a sexual enhancer and baked into a batch of brownies. 5 other students ate them. 2 got sick. A Florida boy could face felony charges after he admitted to calling in a bomb threat that led to the evacuation of a Walmart store in Lake Delton. The threat happened on November 30th. Local detectives worked with law enforcement in Florida who identified the suspect. The boy eventually confessed. Investigators linked him to other bomb threats made to multiple Walmart stores all across the country. Janesville parents will be at the city council meeting on Monday, urging the city to implement an ordinance against bullying. 2 moms started a petition for the ordinance to penalize bullying. They modeled their proposal off similar ordinances in Monona and Shawano. Both moms say their kids have been bullied, and after a Janesville 6th grader's recent suicide, they want bullying to be taken seriously.
It's important to me because I think bullying has been an issue for a very long time, and I believe it's getting worse and worse, and it's not being taken care of.
The 2 moms met with other parents in Janesville today to answer questions about the petition and get more people involved with their cause. Ahead at 10, more than 300 little eggs are being cared for at Dane County Humane Society. And should marijuana be legalized and regulated? It's a question that may be on the ballot this fall. We'll have a closer look when we come back. Welcome back. Dane County residents could be asked about regulating marijuana on their ballots this fall. An advisory referendum was introduced last night to add the question to the midterm election ballots. The board supervisor who introduced the referendum says the tax revenue collected after legalizing marijuana would help pay for roads and schools and help stop a pattern of racial bias in the justice system.
And if we look at the racial disparities issues we have, specifically in Wisconsin and in Dane County, you know, there's some of the worst in the nation. And this is a common sense measure where we can help address those issues while also addressing a lot of the budgetary issues that we have as well.
Chavla says Milwaukee and Rock County are pursuing similar referendums. To be clear, this referendum would just gauge public opinion on the subject. The legislature would need to pass a bill to make marijuana legal. People in Janesville now have a new place to stay active and outdoors. The city's new fitness court opened today with 30 different pieces of equipment. It's located on the corner of River and Court Street right downtown. There are pictures showing 7 different movements people can do for a full body workout. City officials say this is the first outdoor fitness court of its kind here in Wisconsin. A few showers out there today, putting a little damper on the official opening day of Goodman Pool, but it's still a sign of summer. The first 500 kids today got free admission. According to a release, the pool is open daily, weather permitting, through September 3rd. Our friends at Dane County Humane Society are taking care of hundreds of turtle eggs. The Humane Society sees a lot of turtle patients around this time of year. They say that the turtles are moving from ponds to find places to build their nests, which means they are more prone to be hit by cars.
If you do find a turtle in the road and it's safe for you to do so, you want to move the turtle off the road in the direction it was going, keeping in mind that it's likely a female that could be going to nest. So even if she's moving away from the water, you want to move her in that direction.
Currently, the Humane Society is incubating 333 turtle eggs. The turtles will spend 60 to 90 days in the incubator before hatching. Turtle hatchlings will then stay in their care for another week while they help them transition to the great outdoors. And meteorologist Dave Caulfield joins us now with a look at the forecast, and really more rain, right?
Yeah, great weather, maybe for ducks, turtles out there. We got the rain.
We just have to make the best of it.
Exactly. We can go into our shell like turtles do, or we can break out and embrace it.
Be free.
Yes, exactly. Hopefully nothing like what happened about 10 years ago tomorrow, the Lake Delton breach, when the lake drained in about 2 hours and channeled a new path into the Wisconsin River. 25 river locations in southern Wisconsin reported record high values from upwards of 15 inches of rain in some spots like near Portage, and now some estimation was used on that map, but still, those rain amounts are just ridiculous. Hopefully we don't see anything like that anytime soon. Now, as far as our 12-hour precipitation estimate goes, we saw some pretty impressive estimates in northern Iowa, close to Waterloo, a little bit north, I would say. 6.5 inches of rain, at least that's what the radar is estimated. Hopefully that's a overestimation. Now, for southern Wisconsin, anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches of rain possible from this morning's showers and thunderstorms. But at the airport, we really didn't see that much at all. We only saw 1/100th of an inch of rain, so we're up to 0.33 inches of rain for the month of June. Remember, average for June is about 4.5 inches of rain. We do have more rain on Doppler track late this evening. As we zoom in, we can see some showers and thunderstorms just to the north of Madison and north and east right now. And watching those thunderstorms, they could be packing some downpours just south of Prairie du Chien. So overnight, we need to be ready for a couple of rumbles of thunder and some downpours into early Saturday morning. So our grill cast, remember, 4 grills is perfect. I would put it at a 2 for tomorrow and Sunday because of those shower chances, and a little bit on the humid side as well. Not too warm, so at least that's our good news. Check out this time lapse in Madison from the just really heavy rain that came through early this morning, at least on the west side. Pretty cool to see that structure of that storm go right over that tower camera. No storms at the present time in Madison. We're at 67 degrees and east wind at 8 miles per hour. Dew point at 57 degrees. Temperatures in some other spots were at 68 in Janesville, 67 in Lone Rock, and 62 in Viroqua. A little bit on the humid side, more comfortable in Madison compared to some other spots in southwestern Wisconsin. And wind speed's not too bad out of the south and east at about 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms and temperatures dipping into the 50s. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy with more scattered showers and thunderstorms and highs in the upper 70s. Difficult to pin down when exactly this rain is going to fall, but I'll say this, we need to have that umbrella ready to go, and we need to be ready for some pretty heavy downpours and some stronger thunderstorms as we head into Saturday as well. A quick look at your 7-day forecast showing things staying in the 70s over the next couple of days. We will be in the 80s as we start the work week, and a couple of sunny days, really just 2. Wednesday and next Monday, I think will be rain-free. But other than that, we're going to have to dodge those drops for the foreseeable future.
Wow. Okay, we'll just make the best of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. The Sun Prairie Cardinals' perfect softball season continues. That story coming up next in sports.
A couple of morning weather delays changed the WIAA state softball tournament around a bit. The Division I semifinals were moved from Goodman Diamond to Madison College. That included Sun Prairie against Menominee Falls, and what a game it was. In the 9th inning, Sun Prairie gets another big hit from Skylar Muller. She drove in 5 runs yesterday. She drives in 3 more on this 9th inning bases-loaded triple. 8 RBI for Muller in 2 games. Menominee Falls then down to its final out in the 9th. Lou Shortino hits a fly ball. Sun Prairie center fielder Sabrina Reuter calls for it, makes the catch. Sun Prairie stays undefeated, 28-0. They'll play for the championship tomorrow. It's a 6-5 final in 9. The Cardinals, they will now move on to play, well, the other Division I semifinal at Madison College is going on right now. Burlington leads Slinger in the second inning. The winner of that game plays Sun Prairie for the Division I title tomorrow night, 6:30 back at Goodman Diamond. Division II semifinals, Portage and Whitnall play 4 hours later than their original schedule time. It's 1-1 in the 7th. Here's the game-winning run. Ground ball up the middle decides it. Final score, Whitnall 2, Portage 1. Whitnall plays Mosinee in the Division II final tomorrow afternoon at 4. Be careful with that baby. Division III semis, Westfield and Poinette. Westfield down 3-0, bottom of the 6th. Mira Vogel to right and gone. 3-run homer ties the game at 3. That goes to extra innings. Many extra innings. Top of the 11th, a Westfield wild pitch. Poinette's Brianna Kowald scores the game winner. Poinette 4, Westfield 3 in 11 innings.
No, it has not sunk in like again 2 years ago. We were at this point, we got run ruled, and just winning this in 11 innings, that's so big for this team, for being so young. And we've come together so much in playing 11 innings, and our thing this year was grit. We had so much grit out on that, and no, it has not hit me that we are going to the championship tomorrow.
Poinette will face Tomahawk in the Division III championship, scheduled for 10:30 tomorrow morning. The Pumas will play Tomahawk, which won an 8-inning game, 2-1 over Prescott. In Division IV, Thorpe won last night, Horicon today in the semifinals. That semifinal game against Pacelli, by the way. Horicon pitcher Allison Tillema pitched the 12th no-hitter in state softball tournament history. Horicon won 10-0 in 5 innings. Tillema walked 3, struck out 2, allowed no hits over 5 innings. Only the 12th time in the 43 years of the state softball tournament someone threw a no-hitter. State boys team tennis begins at Nielsen this evening. In Division I, Verona beat Green Bay Southwest 4-3. The Wildcats play in the Division I semifinals tomorrow morning against Marquette. And Edgewood and McFarland play in the Division II semis tomorrow morning at 9. Steve Stricker had 3 birdies, 3 bogeys, shot even par in the second round of the St. Jude Classic. He's tied for 15th, 6 shots behind the leader, Dustin Johnson. Jerry Kelly tied for 4th after 1 round of the PGA Tour Champions event. And the Brewers begin a series at Philadelphia over the weekend. They get off to a great start. Ryan Braun, the $19 million man, hits a 3-run homer in the first inning, his 7th of the season. Final score, Brewers 12, Phillies 4. Cubs beat Pittsburgh 3-1, so the Brewers lead still a half game in the Central. And we'll be right back.
Your forecast, Doppler track showing some showers and thunderstorms tonight, overnight into Saturday. We could have some more storms, and during the day and evening on Saturday as well. Highs will be in the mid-70s. The storm chances stay with us into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We finally get a break on Wednesday with temperatures near 80 degrees.
Okay, we'll enjoy those 80s.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Do something good. Have a great weekend.